Mystical Love and Light here. I am going to be doing a video on a glitch in the Matrix. Now, you can call this a kickoff, a spin-off, however you want to phrase it. Lady Grave Dancer and Crescent Moon had a live talking about the Mandela effect. You'll see me looking down because I made my notes so that I could not get sidetracked. Well, I still can, but still. Now, I tried to tag them for the video, and it won't let me. I tried to tag Lady Grave Dancer, and I tried to tag Crescent Moon before in a previous video, but it wouldn't let me because I don't have enough subscribers. So when I looked into it, it's like you have to have 1,000 subscribers or higher in order to tag someone. I don't. Okay. I'll send Lady Grave Dancer a private message and let her know that I'm putting this on. Okay. I wanted when she had her live, or when they had their live, she welcomed anybody to come on and talk about it. Well, I can't remember. I think I left a couple of small comments. I really can't remember. But I have quite a bit to say, and all of that would not fit in a comment. You can only put so many words in the comments when they're doing lives. And she welcomes anybody to come on live with her. But I don't know how to get the echo out of, if I'm on her, with her live, I have an echo, really bad delayed echo, and I don't know how to get that off. So I'm just going to do this video and give them both the credit for having me think about all of the glitches in the Matrix on the timelines. Because it's timelines is what it is. It's different timelines. So, credit goes to them. But this got me thinking, and what I wanted to say was the Mandela effect is what most people call it. It's on different timelines, and it's like what you remember. I'm going to be going over some stuff that I remember, and a lot of these they also remembered the same. Some remembered different. Some people in her live remembered, you know, one way or the other. So I'm not doing the video to debate anything. You leave a comment. I'm curious as to how many people remember some of the things that I remember, or vice versa. If you're on 3D, if you're on 5D, if you've descended, your conscience has descended to 5D, how you remember things being. These are, now there's a lot of them. I didn't put a lot of them. I just went over some of them. And these are things that I remember specifically how I remember them. I have a pretty good memory. Okay, so leave in the comment section on how you remember things, or if it's anything that I didn't cover, what you remember. Some of your life events, some of your memories of got nothing to do with what's on this list, how you remember things. I'm curious. Okay. I'll go over some examples. I'll do some chatting. I'll go over a couple examples. I'll do some chatting. Okay. The way that I remember this phrase, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That's how I remember it. But if you look it up today, It says, magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? I don't remember the word magic in there. I remember the word mirror twice, specifically twice. I remember it. How do you remember it? The next one. Luke, I am your father. Now, I probably watched Star Wars 10 times when it first came out. Luke, I am your father. I remember the scene, everything. But if you go back and watch today, when it was released, it says, Luke, I was your father. Now, the guy, was it Earl Jones? I can't remember how to say what his name was. He was asked before what he said in the movie, because he played that part. He specifically remembers, from what I understand, he specifically remembers saying, Luke, I am your father. But that's not what's in the video now. That's because they're different timelines. Oscar Mayer. The way they spell Oscar Mayer. From M-A-Y-E-R to M-E-Y-E-R. How do you remember it? So, a golden timeline. Stay connected. And these are just something that I kind of put out there to get you to remember or to kind of understand. Some people understand this way better than I do. And some people are totally confused. I went over a few of these with my husband and he didn't have a clue. Bless his heart. He's in 3D. He says he ain't gonna worry about it if I'm in 5D because he says I'll just hang on to him and keep him with me. Okay. A golden timeline. Stay connected to the earth and universe. This is stuff that will help you consciously descend into 5D. Our future is in good hands. Now, things may get worse before they get better, but the future is in good hands. The future as in the further out future. Our future is in good hands. You choose what timeline on which way you want to travel. The old saying, stop and smell the roses. Smell the rain coming in. Listen to the trees whisper. Let the dirt and the sand trickle through your fingers. Pick it up. Feel it, what it feels like when it's going through. They bring memories back. Feel the wind on your face. Run your hands through a stream of running water, feeling the temperature as it flows across your hand. For you see, nature speaks to you. Get off the cement. Get out of the cement buildings and all of those lights that are on you and all of those frequencies. Get out into nature. Start remembering how you remember these things. Your higher self would choose a higher dimension. So follow your higher self and don't be left behind. There is a getaway to our higher conscience. Stay connected and follow the higher dimension. See, the earth is always changing. Some people believe there's two earths. There's a double. And depending on what timeline you're on, depending on what glitches there are, that they cross over. I know it's, if you kind of visualize it in your head, what I'm saying, it might be a better way for you to get it. So the earth is changing, and we as beings have to ascend to our higher levels. Shift your timelines. Turn the TV off and start spending more time in nature and with your thoughts. Think from before and start visualizing and manifesting things with your heart. Don't just see it, don't just hear it and believe it. You have to feel it. You have to feel it in your heart. You have to feel it in your brain. Feel it with every fiber in your being, so that you can descend to a higher conscience, a higher dimension. Notice things physically that was on your property, just to find out that it's no longer there. If you've lived in the same area or other people's property, if you've lived in the same area for a long time, many, many years, say you drive down the same road to work for 20 years, you drive home 20 years, and there's always been not a man-made something built, but something that's actually attached to the earth as a tree. Say you're driving, you know you pass by this big old huge tree. If you live on a property with a whole bunch of trees, whatever kind of trees they are, and you drive and you after a while you don't pay no attention no more. You've driven by this road for half of, watch out baby girl, I know, for half of your life, and you see the same thing over and over, you don't pay no attention no more. But then one day you drive by and you're like, what's missing from there? And you notice the trees that was in that area isn't there. You stop, you look at it. The trees are not there no more. They've not been uprooted. They've not been cut down. They're just not there. And you're like, is my mind playing tricks on me? I know a week ago those trees were there. Something like that. It's because of the timelines. The Mandela effect. So the Mandela, like the Mandela jump, most remember that Mandela died years ago. And like I say, some of these was covered in Crescent Moon and Lady Grave Dancer's videos, but I didn't comment on a lot of them because I had too much to comment. So I wanted to do this video. And I bet if you think back, a lot of you, not all of you, because there's different timelines, but a lot of you will remember him dying because the funeral was on TV. And if you were glued to the TV back then, you were watching the funeral. But now they're talking about him again. And it's like, wait a minute. How are they talking about him when he's been dead for many years? But yet, in this timeline, he's not dead. That's the Mandela effect. That is different timelines. That is a glitch in the matrix. Think about it. Do you remember that? Comment below if you remember. Or if you don't remember, comment either way. I'll probably just hit like on it, or the heart, letting you know that I seen the comment, just to see who remembers what. So, placing items in a specific spot, just for it to disappear and then reappear moments or hours later in the exact same spot. My husband does that. Okay. You're sitting down at the chair. You have a table next to you. You have a pen in your hand. You sit the pen down on the table. You know you sat it there. You've done it 100 times. You sit it down. You're doing something. You're watching TV. You didn't get up. You didn't go nowhere. You look over to get the pen, but it's not there. And you're like, I know I put the pen there. I know I put it there. Where is it? So you get to looking around. There's nothing there on the table for you to be confused with. If there is, you move it around just to make sure it didn't go sliding somewhere, roll off into the floor. You look, nothing. You're like, where did it go? Just to find out later whether you're still sitting in that same spot, never moved, or you got up and went to the kitchen and got you a drink of water, soda, whatever, went to the bathroom, whatever, whether it's 5 minutes later, an hour later, and you come back and sit down, and there's the pen in the exact spot you left it in. That's because it's a glitch in the matrix. It happens more than you think. Has that happened to you? Let me know. Bernstein bears or Bernstein bears, either way, it doesn't matter how you pronounce it, you can pronounce it either way. I remember the spelling B-E-R-E-S-T-E-I-N, because that word would not stick in my head, and I would say to myself, Bernstein, S-T-E, Bernstein bears. I remember making a mental note, because actually we had several books of it. But if you are looking the book up today and you go back to try to find those books, they were never spelled B-E-R-E-S-T-E-I-N. They were spelled B-E-R-E-S-T-A-N. That's a glitch in the matrix. That's the timeline. The more you start catching on what you remember, that you know you remember, and what they are. Now, I'm not talking about remakes of books. I'm talking about the original book. It's going to be S-T-E-A-N, A-I-N, but be A, not an E, because it's a different timeline. You remember it because you are in a different timeline. You have switched over. How do you remember it? Okay. How you doing, beautiful? My beautiful little girl. My beautiful little girl. Okay. You watch a movie, an old-timey movie, on TV, whatever. You know, sometimes if you have cable, there's nothing on, but yet you'll watch a movie, and then 3 hours later, the same movie will come on again on the same channel. And yet you watch the movie, and then you're like flipping through the channels afterwards, and there's nothing on, so it comes on again. And you're like, well, I'll just leave it here. You get to watching it again. But things are different in it. It's like, no, I just watched it like a few hours ago. That part wasn't even in there. It's totally different. Different timeline. Glitch in the matrix. Sally feels. You like me. You really like me. That was the way it was remembered. But the way it is now, it says right now you like me. So there's a difference. The whole wording is different. You like me. You really like me. Versus right now you like me. So it's just not one word. It's like the phrase is different. The Chick-fil-A cows is different. The billboard thing is different. That's changed. Febreze. The spelling. F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. When these first came out, I used to save them when they were empty, because I would use the sprayer for other things and write across it, Or I would make like homemade softener for the clothes, and I would write across it. It used to be spelled F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E, Febreze. B-R-E-E-Z-E, Febreze. Now, it's B-R-E-Z-E. So it's Febreze, F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. There's no longer a double E. I know what I remember. It's a Mandela effect. Okay. Skeeters used to have a T in it. It no longer has that T in it. Anywhere now you look it up, it shows that it never did have a T in it, but yet you remember it with the T in it. There's a major shift happening. It's not a senior moment you're having. It's not a brain fart you're having. You're starting to remember it with your heart and your brain, not just your eyes. Because your eyes can play tricks on you. So don't be influenced by the lower frequencies, by the lower timeline. Keep your eyes and conscience open and notice all the little subtle changes going on. Start trusting what you know. That's how you know you're descending into a higher dimension, because of the glitch, and you're catching it. Most people won't catch those glitches. They'll think, I might have thought of it different, and never give it another thought. But the more you think about it, the more and more and more you start catching on. The monopoly is a big one that everybody talks about when they talk about glitches in the matrix. I remember him with the monocle. I even Googled it before I came back here. And went in and Googled for the oldest Monopoly board games. And I keep doing this because I have a scratch from one of those stray kitties that I was doctoring them up. Well, he got out of the towel and decided he wanted to run up my shoulder and on my back, and by the time I got his claws out and tried to put him back in the towel, he went up this way. So this strap hurts. Again, how do you remember him? With the monocle or without the monocle? Because even if you Google antique Monopoly board games, it shows it without the monocle. I know he used to have that monocle. I played it all the time with my kids when they were little. Try to teach them about money and stuff. In the Bible, it says lion and lamb. It doesn't today. It says wolf and lamb. I remember lion and lamb. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know all about the Bible. I'm not going to pretend that I read the Bible. There are certain things in the Bible that stood out to me, that I might remember a certain phrase or something. Well, the lion and the lamb was one. But the lion and the lamb's not there. The wolf and the lamb is there. Capricorn. I've heard people talk about this one. Capricorn was a mountain goat. But if you Google it, it's got a tail on it like a mermaid tail. How do you remember it? Start realizing you're not losing your mind. It's real. Just open yourself up to the 5th dimension. It's no dream. Remember your past. Pay attention to the future. Times are changing. There are different realities. You have free will to choose and stay aware and know you're not crazy. You have free will to follow everybody else. Follow the TV. Follow what they put out there. Follow what they want you to believe. Or you have free will to remember and go by your own memories on what you know was true. What you know was a fact. What you know, what you remember specifically about certain things. That's the reason they stay in your head. Free will. So, I used to teach children. I was a Head Start teacher. I was a head teacher in Texas. Whenever we would have like parents' night and things like that, we would have the kids dress up and do a little play. One of them was Row, Row, Row Your Boat. I remember specifically how this song goes. The way it goes right now, how kids are being brought up, what they're listening to, that it's going back. Now, remember, this is not like they're changing it as the years go on. No, it's what was taught way back. So they're being taught the song is row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. That's not how I remember it. That's not how I had the kids do the play. It was 4 merrilies. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. There was 4 merrilies. I specifically remember because I had the 4 kids stepping up as we were doing the play. That's how, because that's how it was always taught. I remember. Ed McMahon, working for Publisher Clearinghouse. Whether he's working for them or working with them, he was associated with them. He was there. Ed McMahon with the Publishers Clearinghouse. Or was he? I remember he was. What do you remember? We are all spiritual beings. Your body is a vessel. You have the ability to shift from a 3D to a 5D. To move your collective conscience to a new universe, to the cosmos, to the ether. The veil is thin and getting thinner. Those that don't want to shift will keep following the 3D agenda and feel its pain that the 3D has to offer. Me, myself, I've been in 5D for a long time. Now, expanding my focus. Listen to your guides. They will guide you to what is best for your higher self. You will notice your energy light changing and getting brighter. The more you start remembering, the more you will realize there is a glitch in the matrix. Things are not right. There's things that are wrong in the matrix. Now, except for astral travel, which is a whole different subject, some people are going to be totally confused. They're going to be totally confused on such as, for those that's going to ask, can you physically transfer your body from this moment to appearing in Indonesia at the marketplace? They're thinking, because they're not grasping the conscious mind. They're thinking you can physically sit here and go, I don't want to be here. I want to be in Indonesia. I need to go to the marketplace and get some fruit. No. It's your conscience. The reality. You're going to see a difference on what's changing in your reality. It's not that they changed things through the year to make you think that or changed it up. It's a different timeline. That's what it is. That's what it was. But you're in a different timeline. Where did it get switched? Where in the universe did it switch it? Where on the earth did they cross over to stick that timeline into this timeline, or this timeline into that timeline? So, the answer is no. You're shifted your conscience to a higher level to understand things more clearly from your mind and your heart, not your eyes. It's your memory, what you remember. What do you remember in your heart to be correct? How you remember it. From your mind, your heart, not your eyes, or what you hear that is being fed negatively to you by those that want to keep you dumbed down. Get out of the house. Get away from the TV. Get away from the radio. Go outside. Get off of the cement. The cement pulls so much energy from your body, you can't fathom how much energy gets pulled from your body. If you get your pendulum and you put it over cement and you have a chart and you ask the chart to show you where the energy level is coming off of that cement, the energy level is going to be so low because that cement holds low vibrational energy. If you go into nature, you go into the grass, go in your backyard, and you put that chart down and you sit on the grass and you use that pendulum and ask how much energy is being pulled from that ground, that count is going to be very high. Huge difference. You're pulling a lot of energy from Mother Nature, from the earth, versus man-made cold-ass cement. Even our bodies have shifted. Since I had a daycare center since I was 19 years old, which was a long time ago, I had to take CPR classes every single year. I was always taught that your heart is slightly to the left. Slightly to the left. But nowadays, they say your heart is more centered, like your heart chakra is centered. That your heart is more centered than to the left. Where did that change? What timeline are you on? Also, I think our bodies have shifted because our kidneys. Now, my late husband had kidney surgery, and he had a scar that freaking big right here. Right here. So your kidneys are like right here. Now, I wonder if today, if he were alive, would that scar be up higher? Because now your body has shifted some way or another, because the kidney is now up more like under your rib cage back there, under those bones back there. So where it was here before, now it's up here. So I wonder if he were alive, if that scar would be in a different place. I don't know. Leave your comments below. Let me know your thoughts on what you remember. Like I say, this ain't a debate. Not a that's not how it was, because different people are on different timelines. Maybe you remember these totally different than what I remember them. But again, Lady Grave Dancer and Crescent Moon, this was too much for me to try to put in a comment. And like I say, you've done it before. You've invited me to come on. And until I can figure out how to get that echo off, it don't do me no good. But I would love to come on and talk to you about other stuff. It's just, I can't do it with the echo because the echo is delayed. So if I'm talking, then I stop. The echo is repeating what I'm saying at the same time somebody's trying to answer me, and it's overlapping, and I can't make heads or tails because I don't know how to get that echo out. So anyway, that's my video for the day. So I will name this Glitches in the Matrix, the Mandela Effect, different timelines. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye. And Velvet, want to say bye? Come on. Come on. Okay. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. There you go. She said bye.